I'm Blossom.
And I'm Devon.
And today we are going to be reviewing
Mary Poppins
and Mary Poppins Comes Back
Back
by P.L Travers. But before we start, how are you guys doing this week? As for us,
We're doing great.
yes, and we are having fun and doing a lot of book reviews. P.L Travers was born on the 9th of August 1899 in Australia and sadly died on the 23rd of April 1996 in London. She was an Australian-British author and writer. She spent most of her career in England. And she actually, one of her famous books, a series, was actually Mary Poppins. Can you believe it?
The one that we're reviewing today?
Yes, her full name is Pamela Lyndon Travers. Now let's review the books. So today we are going to be reviewing Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins Comes Back. But first we're going to be reviewing Mary Poppins. Let me read you the blurb so you have a little idea of what it is about. When Jane and Michael Banks draw up an advertisement for a nanny, Mary Poppins arrives on a gust of the east wind and slides up the banister, changing their lives forever. Their wonderful new nanny is strict but fair and full of surprises. Soon the Banks children are whisked off to the most exciting and magical adventures they have ever had. But Mary Poppins has only promised to stay until the wind changes. I read the blurb and I was like, huh? The wind changes? What does that mean? Is it like the wind literally changing? And I was actually right. It's the wind changing. She comes in the east wind and comes down to look after the children and goes back to where she lives in the west wind. I like this book because of all the magical adventures. It's so cool, and in then a days it was so cool how there was so many magical stuff like flying and talking animals. It was just so magical. It was like I was in my own little world with Mary Poppins and her adventures. I also like this book because of the cover. It's very simple, not too much stuff, like it's not a busy cover. It's not too much things going on. It's just a simple pink and white pattern, and I really like that.
Pink, white.
Yes, I also like how she's flying in the umbrella with the clouds. I really like how P.L. Travers thought of all these magical adventures and Jane and Michael because I feel like it's very, very cool. I also like how they have so many nice, cool adventures and how Mary Poppins is also strict, but she's also fair, as it says on the blurb.
Strict but fair.
Yes. Now we're going to be reviewing Mary Poppins Comes Back. Also, of course, by P.L. Travers. And let me just read you the blurb so you have a little idea of what it is about. On sails the curious figure, its feet neatly clearing the tops of the trees. They could see the face now, and well-known features. Coal-black hair, bright blue eyes, and a nose turned upwards like the nose of a Dutch doll. The figure drifted down between the lime trees and alighted primly down upon the grass. "Mary Poppins! Mary Poppins!" they cried and flung themselves upon her. Mary Poppins returns to Cherry Tree Lane, and adventures are sure to follow, the second book in the classic series. I read the blurb and I was so happy that Mary Poppins comes back, even though it does say it on the cover. I was really happy because she's so nice, kind of, and she will take them on more adventures, which is so nice and cool. I also like the blurb. Actually, I'm going to focus on the blurb for now because of the description and how they wrote about Mary Poppins. They did a lot of punctuation, which is good for readers. Like in my age, we can look at this book and we can actually take some stuff from this book if we wanted to write our own blurb or our own story. For example, coal-black hair and bright blue eyes and nose turned upwards like the nose of a Dutch doll, using similes is really good. Using hyphens, which are those like things in between the words, which is really good. They're using commas and expanded noun phrases and alliteration. Bright blue eyes. I really like that. I really like how they know how to use punctuation and how children my age can use that punctuation. They can actually look up to it even though it was so long ago, and it still can be relevant to now. I like this book also because of the very nice cover. Purple, white, just a simple pattern, and of course, again, not much going on. And anyway, those times they didn't really have big covers with glitter and so many stuff and 3D prints and everything. It's just nice and simple with a drawing of Mary Poppins.
But beautiful.
Yes. So Divine, as you look at the page, as you look at the cover, and you've looked at the back, what do you think is going to happen in this book?
Well, I think what's going to happen in this book is that Mary Poppins is going to come back and they're going to all be happy and they're going to go lots and lots of different adventures and stuff.
Yes, I do like this book because of all the magical adventures as well. They go on so many different adventures, and it's just like, again, my own little world with Mary Poppins and the Banks children. I really love this book. Now Divine is going to ask me some questions. Over to you, Divine.
For Mary Poppins, who is your favourite character and why?
My favourite character in Mary Poppins is Jane. Jane because she's smart, she's kind, and she's very caring to her little siblings. I think I can relate to her because we both have little siblings and we both like to care for them and be nice to them. We both have the same mindset of what we want.
For Mary Poppins Comes Back, the same question.
Mary Poppins Comes Back is actually quite different. Mary Poppins, and not because she's the main character, because in this one I did not pick the main character. I picked Mary Poppins because she came back with more new adventures, and I think that she's opening up and expressing herself much more to the children than in the first book. Before she was strict, really rude kind of. Not too rude though, but I feel like she was opening up and being a bit more nicer to the Banks children.
How many stars for Mary Poppins?
I would give this Mary Poppins 4.5 stars. I would give this 4.5 stars because I really liked how they did the writing, how her style is. I like the magical adventures and all the new characters.
For Mary Poppins Comes Back, the same question.
I would actually give it 5 stars because of the really good description. Because when I read this blurb, I knew that, okay, if I didn't look at the front cover, I would already have something in my mind what Mary Poppins looks like. And I think it was really good punctuation, very good writing, a very good style, and very good like looking alike. For example, the simile, nose turned upwards like a Dutch doll. That's really good.
For Mary Poppins, what would you recommend it for?
I would recommend it for 9 and over, and for also Mary Poppins Comes Back. Is that all your questions?
Yes.
Okay, but before we say bye, the next books we are going to be reviewing is Mary Poppins Opens the Door
and Mary Poppins in the Park.
Yes, next week at 11:45. Watch out. Please
like, share and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell so you always know when there's a new video. See you next time on the
Siblings Wars. Bye!